Greetings, YouTube, it is I, Revenge of the Pawn. Since my last 3 commentaries were on Christians, I think it's now safe to create a commentary on an atheist. Finding one won't be easy since there's a lack of atheists on YouTube. The only atheists out there are the Amazing Atheist, Thunderfoot, DPR Jones, Pat Condo, Go Green 18, King Heathen, ZJ MTVs, Oh My God It's Chris, Coughlin 666, Bionic Dance, Pero Nero, Don Exodus, Fakeful Sagan, Aaron Robb, Prof MTH, Andromeda's Wake, Tooltime, K, Seventuri, Nicotine 2, Jaguar Jones, Arrogant Atheist, Gus Caspa XS, Boundless Eyes, Coctopus, Nestef, Mobby32, Edward Current, Rational Response Squad, Facts vs. Religion, Dark Matter 2525, Thinking, Atheist, Non-Stamp Collector, God is Imaginary. Did I say there's a lack of atheists on YouTube? What I meant to say is that YouTube needs atheists like the Sahara Desert needs sand. That being said, this commentary is not on any of the atheists above, but rather on LatumWay, and his video, Arrogant Atheists? Fuck off! I can already tell by the title that this is going to be a good video.
Hello everybody, I'm sorry this is going to be a really shitty short video.
Nothing wrong with a short video as long as it has substance. Yours has substance, right?
But I've got to get something off my chest, otherwise I'm gonna fucking explode, and there'll be shit, and blood, and brains, and pubes all over my goddamn wall, and someone will have to sift through that to try and find my dental records just to identify this sorry fucker that exploded in this fucking room.
Somehow I think that would have made for a more interesting video.
I've been in a very atheistic mood at the moment, because I've been watching a lot of atheistic videos and reading a lot of atheistic news.
Were you doing this while sitting on your atheistic ass in your atheistic chair while looking at your atheistic computer and eating your atheistic food you bought in an atheistic store which you drove to in your atheistic car filled with atheistic petrol? Repeating a word over and over again doesn't make you creative, it just makes you trite and unoriginal.
And for some reason recently there's one particular attack against atheists that keeps cropping up. It's not an argument, it is literally just an attack, an accusation against atheists that most atheists, when they become really convicted about their atheism, discard because of this complete idiocy and the ridiculousness of the goddamn attack.
Are you going to tell us what the attack is, or are you going to keep bitching and complaining about it?
It's this idea that atheists are arrogant, the arrogant atheist stereotype.
That's it? You're upset because atheists are called arrogant? Am I the only one who finds it hypocritical that atheists have no problem attacking Christians as Bible thumpers, zealots, Christfags, rubes, hypocrites, control freaks, busybodies, fakes, frauds, con artists, ignorant, narrow-minded, closed-minded, judgmental, brain-dead, retarded, anti-intellectual, unintellectual, uneducated, indoctrinated, brainwashed, Christian fascist, and the worst of all, the Christian Taliban. Yet when atheists are called arrogant, which is probably the only insult given to atheists, they become all up in arms over it. It's like they can't take what they dish out.
Recently this has been cropping up in videos and comments and the news that I keep reading and all over the website and all over the internet that I keep consuming.
Maybe because it's a very common stereotype. I mean, every group has one. Atheists are associated with arrogance just as Christians are associated with hypocrisy. Deal with it.
I keep hearing the accusation that atheists are all arrogant, know-it-all twats, basically.
If you insist that God is just a sky daddy who is no more real than Santa Claus, and that anyone who believes in him are delusional brain-dead ignoramuses who can't think for themselves, who base their beliefs on a book of archaic fairy tales, and who deserve to be ridiculed and shoved back in the 12th century, you should fucking expect to be called arrogant, because that is an arrogant thing to say, think, and act.
First of all, of course, atheists do think they're right. Why wouldn't we? Everyone thinks they're right about everything, otherwise they wouldn't hold that opinion.
Not that that's not a good defense for your beliefs, but do you feel the same way about theists? Do you think they feel the same way about their beliefs, or do you think they're just fucktards who don't know any better?
No one walks around going, well, I have this opinion, but I'm pretty sure it's wrong.
In the words of Voltaire, doubt is not a pleasant condition, but certainty is absurd.
Everybody thinks they are right, so atheists should not be unfairly judged in thinking they are the only ones that do.
Okay, I'll be the first one to admit that there's nothing wrong with being certain about your belief or disbelief in God. My Grumpus, otherwise known as the Stranger, taught me that in his response to my YouTube Christians and Atheist rant. And really, I have no problem with people who don't believe in God. After all, they have the free will not to. The problem I have with atheists, and the main reason I consider most, not all, To be arrogant, especially those on YouTube, is that they think they are right and are complete assholes about it.
As for the quality of atheists being arrogant, which is basically thinking you are right but being an arsehole about it.
Wow, he took those words right out of my mouth.
I'm kind of offended by that.
You're offended that theists are offended because atheists are complete assholes towards them and their beliefs.
Because, as far as I can tell from my very biased atheistic perspective,
which would make your opinion reliable and trustworthy,
theists are equally as arrogant as atheists apparently are.
Well, I'll give him that. I take offense at Christians who think they're right and are complete assholes about it. Thus my commentary on Yokerstein 1.
I'm sick of reading comments that say, well, I believe in God because I want my life to mean something. I'm sick of watching videos that say, well, I believe in God because I know someone loves me.
If you're sick of seeing videos and comments like that, perhaps you should stop watching Christian videos. What am I saying? You're a YouTube atheist. Your entire career is based on trolling Christians.
These are little backhanded remarks that suggest that atheists have no meaning in their life, and it's said in a very, very nasty and arrogant way.
First of all, I think most religious people are being sincere when they claim they believe in God because they want meaning in their life. That's the whole purpose of religion, to find meaning and purpose in life. After all, if the universe has a beginning, and there's plenty of scientific evidence to support that, then that means something must have created and given it purpose. Otherwise, the universe is just a big accident and there is no real purpose for its existence. Now, I'm not saying atheists haven't found meaning without God. Obviously, anyone can give meaning to something without it. But if you're forced to do that, what's the point? What's the point in giving meaning to something that's without meaning other than to avoid the reality that it has no meaning? Second of all, if you're complaining about backhanded remarks that are said in nasty and arrogant ways, I have seen my fair share of those given by atheists. I don't believe in God because I believe in science and reason. I'm not religious because I want to think for myself. I don't follow religion because I don't want to be a dumb sheep. I'm not a Christian because I'm not a moron. Those are little backhanded remarks that suggest that theists are incapable of rational or scientific thought, and are nothing more than delusional ignoramuses, and those are often said in a very nasty and arrogant way. Thus why religious people associate atheism with arrogance.
So to anyone who thinks that atheists are inherently more arrogant than anyone else in particular, fuck you. You complete goddamn moron. You are an idiot and you don't have any basis for that opinion. You're a cock. I hope you fucking shit yourself. Jesus Christ.
If you intended to create this video to prove that atheists aren't arrogant, I believe you failed, especially with that last part. That being said, this is Revenge of the Fallen, signing off. Oh, and does anybody else think that this avatar is too risque for YouTube?